And I believe that I'm sort of a walking example of what physical exercise will do for somebody. I believe that's the only fountain of youth on the face of this earth.
Bob Backlund wrestles with fitness every day. The former WWF champion was at the state capitol today to preach fitness and to give out awards to the healthiest school districts in the state. What do you see the reaction of the kids when they get the plaque? What are you noticing?
They have big smiles on their faces, and they've worked hard, and we're hoping that it'll motivate them to exercise for the rest of their lives. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I got on the Governor's Council for Physical Fitness in 1996, and the reason I did that is because I know the committee is very energetic as far as getting people involved with some sort of daily exercise, and that's people of all ages. And I believe that I'm sort of a walking example of what physical exercise will do for somebody. I believe that's the only fountain of youth on the face of this earth. And I started in athletics when I was 10 years old. I started in amateur wrestling, and I got involved. And because of my daily training, I haven't had an aspirin since 1965. I'm 50 years old now. Our daughter just graduated from college Sunday. She's up in Boston working now. And I've tried to incorporate everybody that I touch or get them involved and try to get them to be motivated as far as exercising on a daily basis. Because it's what it does for me. I live every day to the fullest. When I wake up in the morning, I have a decision to make. Now, I can be happy all day, or I can choose to be sad all day. And I always choose to be happy, because I'm excited to be on this earth, and it's a great time to be young. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity out there, but it's important to be physically fit, nutritionally fit. And along with those two things, we believe that we should be mentally fit. And you will live in almost a perfect world. And we stay mentally fit by exercising our mind, reading as many books as we can, try to memorize as many things as we can. We try to eat apples instead of potato chips. We want to do our push-ups and our sit-ups on a daily basis, because it will improve your lifestyle, especially as you get older. I met a lady that was 86 years old the other day. She was in Hartford. She was mowing her lawn. And I asked her, how can she still do that? She said she exercised every day of her life since she was 15 years old. And I was so proud of her, and she was a very motivating lady. I wished she was up here speaking to you instead of me, because she was a role model for me, and she is a role model for me, and that was a great discovery. And when I grew up, I grew up in a small town called Princeton, Minnesota. It's about 2,500 people in the town. And when I got into athletics, I was a very poor athlete. Matter of fact, I lost every match I had for 6 years. And I don't know if there's any amateur wrestlers out here today, but it's very humbling to lose as an amateur wrestler. You go out there and it's one-on-one. It's you against another person. And when you walk off the mat, you can't blame it on somebody else. You can't blame it on the quarterback. You can't blame it on the guard or the pitcher. You have to take that responsibility for the loss. But then again, you have to be able to win in the proper manner, and to be able to respect your opponent because he did his best and he tried his hardest. And you never know when somebody's going to come along and be victorious over you, no matter how good you are. I learned a lesson in all my losses. I learned that there's nothing wrong with losing. There's nothing wrong with losing in this world. But there is something wrong with quitting when you lose. We don't quit doing our push-ups just because we don't feel good. We don't quit school just because it doesn't feel good. We keep trying, and if we keep trying long enough, we will be successful. Because in my career, it took 6 years, and I won all my wrestling matches my senior year in high school. And they told me that was going to be impossible. I don't believe in the word impossible. I've been told that word a lot of times. I've been told that by my peers. And we all know about peer pressure. But peer pressure is being able to stand up to it and say, I'm not going to do that because it's bad for my health. And that's going to happen to all of us, and it's happened to me a lot of times in my life. But we don't, as athletes and as people, we don't want to lower our standards just to fit in with another group that wants you to do something that you know your parents wouldn't want you to do. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. It's an honor for me to be here today. And I want to say thank you to all of you young athletes. Your future is great. Just take advantage of it, because you have the complete control of your life. You can live in gloom and doom, or you can be the most exciting person on the face of this earth. I get excited when I rake the lawn. I get just as excited as if I have to go wrestle in a sumo building in Tokyo, Japan. I make my life exciting. And I have fun every day of my life. And that's what exercising has done for me. And I hope and pray with your continued exercise, it will do the same thing for you. Thank you.
Now, as NBC's Gwen Eiffel reports, there are a couple of new candidates for the job with more colorful pasts.
Less than a year after an unlikely former professional wrestler got himself elected governor of Minnesota,
we've shocked the world.
Why not yet another former wrestler? This one in bow ties and red suspenders. One who once actually threw Ventura himself out of the ring. Backlund says he believes in three things: education, not taking drugs, and not swearing in front of your children.
And I'll fight for those three things to the last day or the last breath that goes out of my system.